happy gardeners. Welcome back to Stinky Ditch Nursery. We've got Marla on camera. Say hello, Marla.
Hi.
I hope you're all doing well and living with the longer hair. My hair's growing quite a lot here. It used to be as long as yours, Marla.
Cool.
Yeah, it did. And it used to come right down to about there. I was working, different times. I lived for 2 years without money. I was working in the Alps as a shepherd. And it was almost an Iron Age life with no electricity, no telly, and no money. I just worked for bed and board and wine. That was the deal clincher. My hair grew ever so long. I had it back in a ponytail. And because I was just living outside all the time, it just stayed in a ponytail day and night. And eventually, after about 6 months, I took the elastic band out and pulled my hair down, and it went boing back where it was before. After about 2 hours of washing and combing and all this sort of stuff, I managed with a fur ball about this big, and I had lovely long hair. But and it looks like it's going that way again. But anyway, right off the point here, reminiscing about. If you do ever go to a world like that, ladies and gentlemen, a world without telly and money, you come back to this world, and it's all everyone talks about, telly and money. And I came back years and years and years ago, decades. I was out there in my early 20s. And it's like you go through a door and that door closes and it never opens again. You can't go back. And the real world, this stuff that we consider the real world, just is the most bizarre thing. Light switches, flushing toilets. Live in the Iron Age for a bit. Makes you realise what's important. Maybe that's what's happening at the moment. Am I rambling now, Marla?
No.
I'm not rambling. Oh, okay. But yeah, maybe at the moment this is what people are realising. Once you start taking stuff away from what happens in your life, you eventually start to realise what's truly important. And in my book, this is one of them. Growing stuff and making food or plants or flowers. So what we've done is, a few weeks ago, took some seeds out of a tomato. We dried them out on the windowsill, we planted them, and they have done this. Marla, pop in, show them. Look at this. We've actually got some lovely tomatoes growing there. I just did it in the bottom of a milk thingy. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pot these up, and I'm going to show you how to do it. Right, so what we need for this is a pot like this. Now this is one supermarket thingy. I've used this, I don't know how many times. I've had it for about 2 years. Just keep them, you know? Once you've got some drainage holes in the bottom, stab it with a screwdriver on your mud or something like that. Once you've got your drainage, use it again, use it again, use it again, until that's the end of it, all right? Anyway, we're going to pop some mud in like that. And now, only half fill it, only half fill it. This soil here, I'm getting too excited here. This soil here is a mixture of soil I've got out of the garden and some old grow bags. I just mixed them all together and I gave them a bit of a sieve with a sieve like that. You know, so we've got a nice fine mix. Right, so there we are. I've got a bit of that in there. Now these here, I'm going to tip them out very gently onto my hand. Now this isn't easy. Marla, do you want to spin and show the people how to do it? I'm just going to hold my hand there like that, give it a little bit of a squish at the bottom. These are quite tough plants, so you don't have to worry too much. And then we're going to have that pop out onto my hand like that. There we are. I'm going to pop it down here. Now, the best way to break up big groups of plants like this is not to try and pick off an individual one at a time. It's to split them in half. So what we've got here is we've got we've got 4 plants. So I'm going to split them into pairs like that. Very gently, just allow them to sort of fall apart like this. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to split these 2 apart like this. And I'm going to pot these up into little pots. I don't know why I got that tray out. Marla, why did I get that tray out? I'm going to show the coriander later. And there we are. No, this one's not coming apart so easily. So Marla, this is a good example, actually. A good example when they don't come apart so easily. Now, if you want them to come apart easily, you do not hold the stem. Do not hold the stem. The stem, if you kill that, that's the end of it. Just give them a little bit of a gentle pull like that. Make sure the pot's wet. And that will be all right. That will be okay. Now we're going to put them in pots. I don't know why I do. I'm going to do some coriander in a minute, but that's why I did that. So I've got 4 pots here, just little 9cm pots. You don't want to put them into something too big at the moment because the water will sit in the pot and it'll only drink the bit in the middle, and the outside will go mouldy and stuff. All right. So I'm going to pop in a little bit like that. I'll show the people, and I'm going to pick up the tomato by its leaf. Here's our tomato seedling like that. I'm picking it up by its leaf, not its stem, and then we're going to hold it like that, and we're just going to pop in the compost around the edge like that. Give it a bit of a tap in, thump it down on the table. There we go, one done. Let's do the rest. So a little bit in, this is how quickly it is really, you know. Just pop it in like that, bit around the edge, Tump, tump, done. Another one, should we do 2 more? There we go. One in there, like that, around the edge, like that. Now this is a wonderful thing to do with your children when they're little, because they will realise where food comes from. They'll realise that you can actually get a seed out of a tomato, grow some tomatoes, and later on in the year we should have some tomatoes coming out of these. And there's my last one. Bit in the bottom, like that. Pop in your tomato plant and pot in that. Now, as with everything you've just potted up, we want to give them a good water. Let's pop them on the ground. What should I do the watering up here? No, I'll do it on the ground actually. Let's pop them on the ground, Marla. Oh, wait a minute, I'll do it under the table. There we are. So we've got little plants like that. Get your hose or your watering can and give them a good soaking. Not too harsh so that they fall over. There we are, fill it up to the top. And as with all things that you plant up, leave a little bit of gap between the top of the pots and the mud. And there we are, they're all done. I'll just bring one up here. I'm going to leave that inside for a little bit more on a windowsill, bit of sun, keep watering it, it'll keep going, and we should have, in a bit of time, a tomato plant. Look, spin over here, Marla. I'm going to show you how to pop these up in a minute. But these are ones that we started earlier in the year. Anyway, it's been Robbie Phoenix and Marla on camera, rabbiting on far, far too much. I blame the crisis. It's making everyone reflect, isn't it? Reminisce. Anyway, thank you ever so much for watching. Keep safe. See you soon.